So I've been holding off on doing this video, and I feel like this is the appropriate time. I want to do this video specifically for people who are wired like me, who, when you're going through a struggle, you don't really know how to deal with it. Maybe you watch videos telling you, try to detach from it and not think about it. Or maybe you watch videos that tell you, fight it off, you're stronger than it. Or look it in the eye. I've tried all those techniques in my life. I've been through a lot. And I found that whenever I go through stuff, I tend to obsess. I keep thinking about it. I go to the worst case scenario. And even though I'm very in control of myself, I'm not in control of that. And I'm someone who is neurodivergent. So my mind just is what it is. It's going to process the way that it needs to process. The upside of being this way is that I'm extremely spiritual and sensitive and intuitive. Meaning I usually only engage with things that I resonate with. And if I don't resonate with them, I'm very reserved and I see a lot that other people don't see. So that's the upside of being neurodivergent. The downside is that, and you may not resonate with this, but this is how I am, that when I go through something, I just have to go through it. My mind is going to obsess for a week or 2 or 3 or 4. And fighting it off doesn't work for me. Not thinking about it doesn't work for me. I think I'm too much of a deep person to pretend it's not there. And I've always had this mentality on my spiritual journey that I don't want to make anything bad. In other words, if something is happening to me that is bad, maybe the universe is intervening in some divine way. It's a divine intervention of sorts. And I may not like it, but it's what's happening. So what am I going to do? I've even tried not to obsess over it, and it just doesn't work for me. So what I've learned about myself, and this is not me giving you a technique or anything, it's just I'm sharing what I've learned about myself. I've learned that my mind is going to obsess for a while. I'm going to feel uncomfortable. I'm going to feel sad. I'm going to feel scared. But now I understand that the universe is, in a way, and I like to use these words, it's draining my ego of its juice. In other words, of its resistance. It's draining my ego of its juice. And then once I'm so tired, I have nothing left to give that thing. And then it somehow goes away. And I somehow become more spiritual. It's incredible. I become more spiritual and lighter and softer in my heart when I've been put through the ringer. Now, I'm not saying this is healthy, but it's how I'm wired and I've accepted it. I'm not going to fight it anymore. So, and I've had, like, my track record now is that I only evolve through allowing myself to go through what I'm going to go through, even though it sucks. But knowing that on the other side of it, I'm going to be much lighter, much softer, much more compassionate because I felt so much, and that makes me deeper. It allows me to relate to people more. It allows me to empathize with people more. And I've just accepted that my brain is like that. I'm not going to try to be something other than me. I'm embracing who I am and the way that I'm uniquely wired. It is what it is. If something happens to me, I might obsess until I stop obsessing. And when I stop obsessing, I'm never going to obsess about that thing again because my ego's been drained of all of its juice as it relates to that subject. But it doesn't mean that it's been drained of all of its juice as it relates to another subject. You know what I mean? So I hope this helps you. I know that it sucks that you can't always feel like you're in control, but maybe that's how you agreed to play this game called life. And that's what I've concluded about myself. Maybe because I do have a strong energy, maybe I need a stronger energy that imposes itself onto me, that puts me in a headlock, and then I feel super uncomfortable and super stressed. And then once it's done with me, it's like, oh, I'm lighter now. I feel more elevated in my consciousness. I'm more aware. I'm even more sensitive than I was. So I hope this helps you. I love you. Try not to fight your nature. Try to embrace the way that you were created. That's been the biggest lesson for me. Try not to make it wrong. You're beautiful as you are. I love you.